guys, down at the shop here. I've done some pre-shopping as far as my Walker mower project that's going to be happening soon. I got a box full of parts over there I'm going to show you in a minute. And other than that, oh yeah, I got the other box over here of some stuff that I picked up. A couple of things I wanted to share with you guys, you know, that are into tools and kind of cool things. Nothing too crazy here, but I think they're good ideas that I've picked up. So I've got these harnesses I actually bought. I think it's what is this, a 5-pack? Yeah. I got these relays and these harnesses, and I've got this circuit breaker here. What I'm using these for, what the plan is with these is on the Walker mower, when I rip it down, like I said, I'm going to be doing kind of another restoration of the mower. It's going to be a restoration slash upgrade. I'm going to do some repainting. I'm upgrading the blower, the GHS blower, to the larger size one that has you know, some workings involved with that I didn't realize was so much. But I picked up a few things on Amazon in preparation for this. One of the things that I've been kind of dealing with in that Walker mower for the last couple of years is wiring. It's not that bad, but they're just, you know, it's what, a 98, so it's 22 years old, the wiring in there, and there's a lot of the connectors and you know, wires that are pulling, you know, kind of broken off coming out of the connector, and I've just been kind of fixing little things here and there. But when I have the machine completely apart, I'm taking the motor out, we're going to repaint some things and do a lot of things to it. I wanted to do some upgrades as far as the wiring system goes. One of the things that I want to do, I don't have the mower in the shop right now to show you where these parts actually go. I might stick up a screenshot you know, on this video that shows exactly what I'm talking about here. For starters, we'll start out simple. Near the battery inside the Walker, there's this it's just a circuit breaker here, and this is one that I ordered online that's a little more water resistant. You know, it's got this cover to stop, you know, things from getting on it. What I am going to do is I'm going to seal this with some silicone all the way around, and then silicone this onto it, so it's kind of a nice sealed unit. And then the two wires go through here, and we're just going to cover this up. And like I said, I'll probably stick a screenshot up to show you exactly where this goes. But that's kind of an upgrade. I haven't had a problem with this yet in the Walker mower, but it's original as far as I know. It's been in there long enough where I feel that you know, there's a possibility of it corroding internally and cutting power eventually. And this is basically just a circuit breaker. I believe it's only a 20 amp that is right next to the battery, so if something was to short out after the battery as far as the wiring and electrical system, besides the starter has its own circuit, but this is everything else on the mower, you know, like the voltmeter, the spark, and any lights and, you know, dingers and all that stuff runs through this. And so I wanted to upgrade that, so I picked that up. Was one of the things that I wanted to do as far as the wiring goes. And these here, these are relays. Now there's two relays in the Walker mower that are accessible, and I'll probably again show screenshots of that, of the two that are there. One of them is for the safety system that I have disabled because you know, year after year after year in that machine, through going through safety switches, and you know, the adjustments get changed throughout the years, and basically the safety system just anytime there's one thing wrong with it, you can't start your motor, your Walker mower, and it sets you back. So I've been doing these little, you know, splices and basically slowly disabling the you know, basically to stop it from, you know, if you're in gear, or if you're, you know, your levers are pushed forward, or your blades up, or you're not sitting on the seat, it's supposed to, you know, do various things to shut the mower down or not to let it start. I've, like I said, pretty much disabled all that at this point. I don't recommend you do that. I chose to do that with my mower. I'm owner operator, and I'm the only one that uses it, so I'm comfortable with doing that. If it was a machine that somebody else was going to be using, I would recommend that you have those safeties in place. So I actually bought this. It was a 2-pack, I believe, but maybe it wasn't. I bought 2 of them because at the time I didn't realize that one of the relays was for that system. So I've got a backup, but what this is just your typical 4-wire relay. Now there's 4 and 5-wire relays. This is your typical 4-wire relay, and the one that comes on the mower itself, it's the exact same relay as this, but it has basically no protection as far as water and the elements. It's basically just a wide open connector, that plugs into a relay, much like you'd see on your car. Cars have the same relay. It's pretty much a universal relay, but this one is weather tight with the rubber seal, and it comes with the new wires and everything. Like I said, I've already plugs going directly into the harness because the plug is just broken apart. Over the years I've done little things here and there to keep it going. I want to eliminate that altogether. We're going to solder in and shrink wrap and put all new plugs in for the relay that's in there, and then I'm going to start using these relays in the future that are able to be sealed to keep the grass and moisture and water and stuff out of there. So that's an upgrade to prevent me from having a future issue. And then the main wiring harness, when you take the motor out, there's kind of a plug with, I believe it's 6 wires I have, whatever it is here. I looked at the schematic, and again, it's just a plastic fit connector with wires on each side plugging into each other. They've broken apart. It gets dirt in there, they get corroded. So rather than just replacing the connectors the way they are, I bought this connector pack that, again, like the relay, is weather tight. It's got this little silicone flap in it or whatever, and then you've got all your pins here. So I'm going to eliminate the factory connectors and wire this in, again, wired in professional. But yeah, so we're gonna wire that in. That's gonna be part of the upgrade. This is like a 5-pack. I just bought these. These might be nice to use in the future for different type of wiring and connectors. So these are more like the GM style that you'd find in your car, something that's gonna last a lot longer than what's on the mower. So there's a couple of things I picked up on Amazon. I also took a trip recently to Harbor Freight. I needed to pick up a few items. Every time I go there, I always buy some zip ties. You can never have too many zip ties. I picked those up. I also bought another magnet kit. These are like $3-4 bucks. These is actually 2 individual kits. These small magnets here, and then the larger one here. I've got another one on the welder right now. So the plan is with these are great when you're working with metal. Let me just show you. If you say, for instance, you're trying to weld a couple of pieces together, you'd go ahead and put your magnet in like that, and as you can see, it basically just holds it, and then you can go ahead and weld that, and it keeps a nice perfect right angle. These can be used for different angles as well, square and stuff. So, and these are just a small mini version of those. No big deal, just one of the things that I needed to pick up. I got a new set of metric and standard. These are 3/8 drive wobble sockets, impact sockets. These are great to use, especially on mowers and machines. A lot of times you might need to get into a tight area where you might need that little bit of an angle. My plan is basically with these two, the popular sizes, and that small little stubby will be really nice to have just to bang out, basically anything from 3/8 size and standard up to 3/4, and then 10 millimeter up to 18 or 17 millimeter. If you want to use 19 millimeter, I'd use just a 3/4. It's basically the same size. So I picked these up at Harbor Freight. They're the Pittsburgh brand. These are the cheap ones. They're 24 bucks. Basically, each set is 24 bucks. Plus you could use a coupon and get it for like 20 bucks, which is a great deal for these. They do hold up well. I've had a set of these in the past. These are actually the plastic racks. There's actually a big piece on here that's how it hangs on the rack, and then there's another bottom piece. What I did is I just cut those off so I can basically reuse this rack as a way to organize and hold these. And one of the things that aren't very good about these is to be able to read the size. It's written on, now ignore this green thing, that's what I added that I'm about to tell you about, but the size is actually listed, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not there, but right on the side, so it's a little hard to see. So what I did, I have a vinyl cutter, so I cut these in green vinyl, kind of the same color as my toolbox, just because I had it, which has the sizes. It does have a skip, it doesn't have a 15 millimeter, which is kind of a bummer because that's a popular size, so I do want to get those. But I just want to show you that I put these vinyl, and I did it with the American as well. I've already scratched and pushed that 16, but I can read it anyway. So 3/8, 7/16 in the sizes. So you know, when you got to go grab one quickly, you know what size it is without having to read on there. And it's a good way to store them in order and keep them organized. So those are going to go ahead in my toolbox. One of the things I came down to do. Another thing that I needed really bad was a decent set of C-clip pliers. These are from Harbor Freight as well. I believe they're Pittsburgh brand. I think they're 14 bucks. These are actually really decent. I've had a couple of sets of them. This is set right now where you squeeze the trigger and it opens, and then you just can flip the switch here, and then you squeeze the trigger and now it goes from open to close. So you can basically have internal or external rings. Either one of them this will do. And it's got changeable tips. You actually comes with like right angle ones in 3 different sizes, with a little Allen wrench to change them out right here. So this is a pretty good unit for the money. The one that I had in the past I lost, and then I was just using my cheap crappy one. And I know that I'm going to be dealing with some C-clips when I start getting into the Walker mower, so I figured I wanted to pick these up. Another thing I picked up, and then I ordered these on Amazon. These are, I don't know if anybody's familiar with these. The brand is Nipex. They're called Nipex Cobras. They're basically like channel locks. They are channel locks, made in Germany. These are the 10-inch model. If you have not used these for your channel lock needs, you're missing out. They are amazing. I'll show you. Show you a couple of my old crappy ones here. Now these are your basic channel locks, the blue handled ones that the brand is called Channel Lock. These are about your most popular one. These do work good. They're decent. Those are nice to have. These are a way step up above those, and I'll show you why in a minute. This is some type of generic cheap brand. I don't know. Pittsburgh, yep. So these are from Harbor Freight. I probably just bought a pliers set that came with different style ones, and this is one of the ones. These are basically useless. The slip joint in this is at the point where anything you try to hook up to it, well, it's actually not slipping now, but usually if you put a good amount of pressure in it, this slip joint that adjusts the size just slips. The channel locks are pretty good. They seem to hold their you know, whatever setting you set it on pretty good. But these Nipex Cobras, they actually have a button on here, and there's fine increment adjustments of what size you want to make these. So all you do is you push this button in and you can slide it to whatever size, much like you do on the channel locks, but this locks them in. This locks it in to whatever size you have, and no matter how you open or close it, it doesn't change them. They have very, very sharp, strong teeth. The way these are made, they're just top quality. These things are great. If you have not tried a pair of these are the best pliers. The leverage that's involved. If you have a fastener, whatever it is, okay, and this won't take it off, you know, if you need a pair of pliers to take it off and this won't take it off, you're probably not going to get it off. That's how good these things are. So they're not cheap. I think they were like 35 bucks. They're like 28, I think, for the 7-inch, which is a little bit smaller. These are the 10-inch that are like 36 bucks, 34 bucks, I think. And then for like 40 bucks or whatever, you get the 12-inch. This is the mid-size one. And so this is like a 12-inch size here. So if I was to get these in the 12-inch, it'd be that size. So, but this is kind of your most common size, kind of a middle-of-the-road one. And they do have really small teeth for your tiny little needs. So if anything, I might get this size in these next as well. But without spending an arm and a leg. If you guys haven't tried these before, they're amazing. Get yourself a pair. Here's another thing that I picked up recently. And what this is for the Bobcat. And I have the new bucket that I believe you've already seen if you watch my prior videos, and I also have a new set of Bobcat forks coming. And what this is a slip-on unit that goes on the end of your fork, either one of the forks. You go ahead and just tighten this down and that clamps it on, and then as you can imagine, it now becomes a hitch on the end of your Bobcat. So for moving trailers, a lot of times I'm going to have the dump trailer on site with the machine there, and you know, I'd be loading the dump trailer up with the machine, and the truck may not be there because it's disconnected or whatever the case may be. It's just easier to move a trailer around when you're facing it and looking at it. With a Bobcat, you can get into tight, intricate areas. So if I want to, you know, move the trailer around on a job, like I said, if I'm loading up something and it might be an area I can't get into with the truck, and also, you know, less chance of getting stuck using the tracks with the Bobcat to be able to move the trailer, as well as you know, just around the shop. If you're moving trailers, you can just jump in the Bobcat really quick, just toss this on the end of a fork, and you're able to move your trailer around. I was going to grab a hitch and just demonstrate, but as you can imagine, this is just like the back of your truck. You slide in your hitch, put a pin through it, and so that's a great thing to have. All right, what we have here is a series of pieces. This is all one kit. Not this is separate. This is another thing. All right. So what this is in 2006 or 2007, Walker Mowers switched over to a larger blower. There's actually one year that they used the larger blower, but it was a different design than this. Up to 2005, I believe, used a 10-inch blower. 2006, they used the 10.5-inch blower, which is the size that this one is, but it was actually a three-piece. There was a back panel, a front panel like this one has, removable, and then a center section. They only used that for 1 year. I believe that was 2006. I might be off a year. And then from 2006 up, or 2007 up, this is the unit that they've been using. This is a 10.5-inch GHS blower, brand new, and it is not a direct drop-in fit for older Walker mowers. There's some things that need to be changed, and what is on this table right now are the things that need to be changed. This comes in a kit. It was like $680, so it's a few hundred, $200 or $300 more than buying just the blower, which my blower was ready for a new one, so I was spending $300 or $400 on putting a new blower in anyways. For a couple $100 more, you know, $300 more, I'm getting this kit, which also upgrades a few other items, as well as items that I also needed to replace, this chute being one of them. So it was the great time to do this. I was going to do it in the past, and I just never pulled the trigger, but I finally did. I ordered the kit. This is the actual blower that goes in the kit. This is the jack shaft that you have to replace, the older style. This sits up on top when you lift up your hopper, and there's the two pulleys here. This is basically your drive. The way that it actually goes this way, as you can see, this is where you check your oil. Your dipstick comes through here for your PTO shaft, but this is the unit that this ends up bolting to your hydro unit as a mount, as opposed to the other way, the old style mounts. I may stick a picture up on the screen here, and you can tell the difference where this one clips on to the hydro unit. The other one, I believe, just connects to the frame somewhere. There's like an upright T that this connects on. So you've got to take that old style off and replace it with this to be able to fit this blower in. It also comes with a new, this just goes in the front here where your chute goes into here. Comes with this bracket. I believe this relocates your band for your brake on your disengagement because it's in a different location. So this, I believe, bolts on the top of your PTO box. So part of the kit. It does come with instructions. This is the bottom mount that goes under the walker, under the blower that the blower connects to. This is a lot wider than the other one. I'm sure there's some other changes. The way this mounts is different on this blower than it is on the other one. So they give you that as part of the kit. The pulley, this is the drive pulley that you use in the kit. It switches it over to a flat style belt as opposed to the V belt. My machine has the old V belt, and this like serpentine flat rib style belt is better. It's a little less resistance and it's got better grip. So there's an upgrade as well. So between the belt and the bigger blower and the bigger output, it should be a pretty good upgrade as far as the machine goes for sucking up grass and whatnot. So I was not aware of this at the time, but I didn't know that this was even a thing because I haven't had a walker newer than a 2007, but they also switched to this style belt, which mine doesn't have, as I just mentioned. So there is another kit, and in the instructions with this kit it tells you, it didn't tell me when I ordered it because I didn't know, but if you have a machine that's I think 2004 or older, which is when they switched this belt over, you need another kit that was I think $120, that is basically 2 pulleys, the belt, and the tensioner, the idler, and everything to switch over to this style belt setup from the V-belt. So if your machine is older, like I said, I think it's 2005 and below, and you have that V-style belt, you also need that kit to be able to run this style blower. So again, I wasn't aware of that. I have that on order. It should have already been here by now, so I'll probably do an update video. I've got some other walker parts on order too. So basically gonna look at all the parts that I have before we start the tear down on the machine, but just kind of want to show you some of the things that I'll be doing and upgrading on the machine when we take it apart. And then finally, this is the chute, as you can see, that goes in the machine. I've got the high lift on my walker, and the high lift, this is where the chute comes out, actually has an additional chute that connects to here that goes up to here to allow it to reach into the high lift bagger, because the bagger gets lifted up higher as it's mounted on the machine. So my old chute, I have that extension on and it's welded. It doesn't have to be welded, it's an option when you buy the high lift. It comes with bolts if you don't, but the bolts wear out and then it can come loose. So I opted to weld it. Now I could cut the welds and reuse my old chute and then have that chute for whoever's gonna take over the high lift next, but I decided this is better because I needed to upgrade the chute anyways. This end is bigger. I don't know if you could tell, but it's got like a bigger taper to it down here, which connects to this blower, and it was good because, like I said, my old one was kind of worn out. The metal's getting really thin on it anyways. It's still usable as is, as a one piece for the person that gets the high lift setup, but this is definitely an upgrade because it's a larger size and it's new. So again, I'm going to be ripping the machine down. We're going to do some repainting, and I don't know how far I'm going to go with it, if I'm going to make the thing literally look like brand new and be a frame off type of restoration, or if I'm just going to do a spruce up. But there's a lot of parts here that I'm going to be replacing that are old and dingy in there that are going to be nice new parts. So I might refresh a lot of other parts in there as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the upgrade and the parts involved for that machine. The other thing that I picked up, this is, I believe, $70. I have a video on installing this. The part number is 5025-13. This is the output or the input shaft for Walker Hydro. I've already done one side. The shaft bearing gets loose, and then it wears your splines out on this little shaft where it goes into your hydro, basically the pulley on the side of your hydro, very similar to this pulley, connects on here. And this is where your fan is on your hydro. if you take that pulley and you can shake it, and if you look at one of my prior videos, my second hydro, the one that I have not replaced this in yet, has a good amount of play in it. So while I have the machine apart, I'm gonna do this bearing. Like I said, I've already done the other side about a year ago, so that should still be nice and tight, and I will check it when we take it apart. But this is the other side to tighten up that side, replaces the shaft, comes with a seal, bearing, shaft, like I said, and a new keyway for the pulley. So that's another thing that I'm going to be doing as part of that update. So, but yeah, so that's what's coming up on the channel. I'm going to be tearing into the walker mower. The next video will probably be the walker in the shop, and we're going to basically I'm going to document the removal of the high lift system, just to be able to give to somebody as a reference for when they install it on their machine, for whoever ends up buying it off of me. And we'll kind of document the disassembly process, and gonna pull the motor, rip the thing right down, and clean up all the parts. I did pick up a small little sandblaster over here that I used for some of the Bobcat parts, and part of its restoration in the front that I redid here. This came out super awesome. I'm very happy with this. I don't know if I've got the most updated video with this seal or not, but that's the bottom seal that I didn't have on it last time. But as you can see, I've all new paint, all new decals, all new skids. I don't know if you can see in here, but this is all repainted in here where the skids go across. That was all rusted out. I still need to tend to a little bit of rust inside the cab there, but that's no big deal. I'll get to that whenever. This was the biggest part of it. So we got this all set up nice. Like I said, got the new bucket, I got the new forks. I also ordered a tree stump grapple bucket from Skid Pro is the brand. I'll probably stick a picture up in this video as well to show you what I ordered. It's basically an attachment that goes in the front with a big V on it that's a scoop with teeth, and it's got like serrated edges on it. I don't know why I needed to explain it, because you've already seen a picture of it at this point, but it allows you to go and cut around a stump and, you know, cut the roots and be able to pop and basically remove stumps, is what it's designed to do. And it also has the grapple to be able to, you know, lift up and move the stump. And I also plan to use the grapple as a multi-purpose unit, just to be able to move things around. It's nice to have a grapple if I'm going to dig into a little pile of brush and I need to, you know, grab it with the grapple, or I need to move some big logs, or whatever the case may be. Having the grapple on that bucket will make it that much more useful. So that's coming Tuesday. I'll probably video that. It's coming on a freight truck, so I have to have the Bobcat at my house. It's coming right to my house, which I asked them if they were going to bring it to the shop. They said no, they can bring it to the residence. So so that's going to get dropped off, and I'm going to unload it with the machine here and test that out. So that'll be another upcoming video that should be fun. But anyways, back to what I was saying is I got this little sandblasting cabinet, which basically allows you to sandblast anything that you can fit into it of that size. It's got a light in there, and this is just a sandblast for where is it, my little standalone sandblaster unit. This unit right here, I have a little standalone unit is what I did when I did that. So obviously I can't take the arm of the Bobcat and stick it in this box, so I had to sandblast this out, you know, in the main area here, which makes a big mess, and then you can't recoup your you know, your blast meter. It basically gets everywhere. So by having it in a tank, in a enclosed area like this here, you can recirculate it and use it over and over until it's worn out. So, but I do plan on using that a bunch when we're disassembling the walker. There'll be a lot of brackets and small parts, nuts and bolts, that I'm basically going to strip right down and repaint, and really go through the walker like I've never done before, to a level that I've never done before. And I'm probably going to go the whole way and make it look pretty close to new. The only thing that won't look new on it is the plastic hopper. You know, it does have a couple cracks on it. It's a little beat up, but it's still a decent usable condition. I'm not going to buy a new hopper for it, just to make the plastic look like new. And the gas tank as well. The gas tank's kind of a little faded and older looking. If there is an updated gas tank, I know they have a black one now. I would like to have a fuel gauge, or even just a gauge, I guess, that goes on the gas cap. I don't know what there is, but if there's an option to upgrade, I may upgrade the tank as well. I don't know yet. We'll see how that goes. But so yeah, that's coming up in a future video as well. That whole process, I'm probably going to split it up over, I don't know, probably 5 videos. We'll see how it goes. But the first video will be the disassembly process, and we'll break it right down, and it'll also, in that video, I'll have the rest of the parts that'll be coming in the mail by then. I should have them by then, hopefully. So did a little cleaning up around the shop here. As you can see, still have a pile of stuff here. I got the leaf loader inside here, safe, kind of stuff piled in the corner here. I still need to do some hanging up here. A lot of this stuff I can get off the floor and hang it up out of the way, so that's part of the plan. But at least I cleaned off the benches and cleaned the floor up somewhat, and did a little bit of organizing. Never-ending story on a shop, you know. There's always someplace that's going to need some organizing. So, but yeah, that's the update. Been using this wood stove almost non-stop. Got a fire going now. It's probably 12 degrees right now outside with a -4 wind chill. It is the coldest it's been all year. So before I made this video, I had this running to get some of the coldness out of here, but in the time I've been running this video, I've had that off. It has dropped, you know, as you can probably see my breath, it has dropped down to, it's got to be 30, 20 degrees in here. It is freezing. There's no way that unit right there is gonna keep up this whole area nice and warm without insulation. If I insulated it, yes, but it is nice and warm right here though. So and I've got the fan over here, which is still working out pretty good, blowing it this way, but it does take the chill out. If I add that to it, I can get it nice and warm in here for while I'm doing stuff, and very happy that I bought that. This foam board is for an upcoming project. I'm actually going to make a little outside shed, basically. That's also what this metal's for. I'm going to make an insulated outside shed that allows me to put the gas air compressor as well as the generator that is running outside in it. Let's see if we can. It's the generator going right there. It's pretty quiet as it is, but I'm gonna put it inside of this basically like a little shed that's gonna go on the back side, and the foam I'm hoping is gonna cut down on a little of the sound too and direct it away from the shop out into the woods where I can't hear it. So that is I'm probably not going to do a video on that. I mean, I'm going to just build a little frame out of this strapping that I bought, and then line it with the foam, and we'll put some metal roofing on it, so you know these items don't get rained upon. So it's going to be somewhat sealed off, but I'll have one side open to allow the heat to escape, because otherwise it would have to be vented. The exhaust to escape, as well as the noise is going to be directed away from the shop. So hopefully that'll work out really well, and then that way I can go back to my remote control that I have. I don't think I have one down here, but I've got the remote control start for the generator, so when I come down to the shop I can just hit a button before I even get out of the truck, and it will start the generator, which will fire up the lights in here, because when I come down here at night it's really hard to I gotta basically move the generator outside and hook up the cord and start it up and all this, just to be able to get some working electric down here, other than the solar lights that I have down here. And those, they work okay here and there, but I can't do a bunch of work down here on the solar system. So all right guys, this video has been long enough. If you're still following along, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll have another video up for you guys soon. Thanks guys, have a good one.